Welcome everybody. This is the Day Trading Options Daily Review for June 24th, a Wednesday, 2015. I'm Scott, he's Alan. We're going to be taking a look at whether or not, as usual, it's possible to make 10% in 10 minutes. Don't want to belabor the point, but if you can put $10,000 into an account and you can trade 10% of that, which means put $1,000 into a trade and you make 10%, that's $100. If you do that 4 times a week, 4 months of the year, that's $1,600, I believe. And after a while, that 10% grows and grows and grows until you're putting in $2,000 instead of $1,000, which means that if you did the same thing, that would be 16 times 2, which is $3,200. And then if you did that long enough, that 20,000 became 40, and so you're putting 4,000 down instead of 1,000. You can figure it all out. It's not going to take you long to be making a very nice income in 10 minutes a day. It takes discipline, it takes learning, it takes practice, it takes, oh my God, I need to look at these colors and figure out what all this stuff means, which is why we have 3 courses down below. And we've given you a great discount on it so that you can learn the system, you can learn what options are, how they work, what puts are, what calls are, how you make money when the stock market drops like a rock. Right now we've got the Greek fiasco going on, which means there could be awesome opportunities that you're going to be missing because you haven't learned how to do this yet. But don't worry, there's another crisis just around the corner. There always is. It's like my high school teacher, English teacher, used to say, never chase after girls or buses because there's always another one coming right after. So it's the same with this. And then, of course, we got a picture of him chasing after a bus that he was late for, which we just thought was hilarious. But yeah, down below, we've got the courses. They're a great discount. You get the software for a month for free to work out. We have a replay function, which is what we're demonstrating right now, which means that you can go back years and years and years, try different scenarios, it's a bull market, it's a bear market, see if the rules that we teach you work and get comfortable with it, and then you can go live, and that's that. So we're looking at June 24th, Alan. Were we able to make 10% in 10 minutes today?
Yep, it was a good day. There's so many good days. There's just only, like yesterday was, not a good day unless you patiently waited. Because we're not interested in gambling and mediocre trades. So here I brought up the 60-minute. It's each candle is an hour. This is part of the program. Part of the coaching is you want to look at this. I know we don't have the time to do coaching here, but I just wanted to point out. So this is the 4th minute of the market. It's the market. This stock, Apple, has shot up tremendously. If we go look at the stock itself, like on the regular chart here, you can see big candles. That could be scary. So far, the volume is behind us. The market is slightly green. It's not fighting us. So because I looked at the bigger picture, which is the 60, I feel comfortable that there's a little bit of room. And where I would suggest we got to watch out for a ceiling is right up here. Not only is it RC, but just below that, you've got a previous high on a multi-day frame. So this is a few days back. And if you want, of course, there are other views. This is daily candles right here. So here's a day and a day and a day. And so the previous top is right there, which also is where RC is. So I'm looking that I think I can make a little bit of a profit here. And this thing may just actually keep going. So let's go look at the chart. We're going to go hit the buy button because I like it. So here we go. Buy a call. And let's see what happens. We're going to go forward 1 minute. So it's still gaining ground. The market hasn't really changed. So is it rolling over and stalling? This is normal behavior, actually. The fact that it didn't flip down much is good. There, we've got 12%. That's enough for me. And so I'm just going to take it. But we're going to take a little look at this chart and just see how things turned out. So there, remember we said the 7-day break, it's right there on the chart. That's also RC. So broke it. It might keep going because it's got good volume and the market is still behind it. So, I moved forward quite a bit here. It looks like it's going to just, keep going for a while yet. The overall market is not a good entry, but this thing's done well. So we got out here at this price point, and we got in at this price point, and that was worth, let's just look at the chart here, that was worth 12%. So you can imagine that if you went up a little bit further, up to like here, which didn't take much longer, that you could have, if that's 12%, that looks like another 20. Anyways, you can play with that. You've got the date, you've got the stock. Just, you know, get the program and you're all good. So let's go look at a different trade here. And I'm going to back up so we're not looking too far ahead of ourselves here. So this stock is, there's a change that happens around 9:45 in the market. It doesn't, it's pretty consistent. And so if you're not in a trade before 9:45, don't get in at 9:44. So here we are, we're looking at this stock here, Baidu. You see it's got the tint and the color and it's almost ready to go, but I don't like it yet. The market prefers red. There's a little heart there. I'm going to go forward one more minute. Now I'm liking it. It looks like it's going to keep going. I don't know what's going to happen here at this put zone, but it's a decent trade because the market is there. We don't have volume, so it's going to be a shorter trade probably. And yeah, it's the same old rules. You know, one of the things I like about repeatable success is it's repeatable. The thing I don't like about repeatable success, it gets to be boring because it's like, oh, same rules again. And some people actually fail because they go, well, I need some drama. I need some variety. I need some excitement. Yeah, that's fine. 1 hour a day, you're digging a ditch. After that, or 10 minutes or half hour, whatever it is that you want to trade for. After that, you go do all the drama you want and talk to my sister. You'll get tons. Anyways, yeah, she is that way. So this trade, I don't expect it to carry on. The market is now picking up. This doesn't have a lot of volume behind it, and the market's mediocre. So this would be a shorter trade. So it's a little bit precarious. Okay, I'm at 6% profit. Now I'm at 12. I'm getting out because there's nothing about this thing that says it's going to be a big trade. So I'm going to hit the sell, and we're going to see what happens. You can see it go sideways, a little bit up, a little down, a little whatever. So it's, again, riskier, mediocre, and it might work out, but I'm not interested in might work out. I want a higher probability. So I'm going to look at one more trade because we like to look at, you know, 3 in a day. And this one's a little bit different in the sense that we talk about it from time to time. And this is Netflix. Now, I'm going to bring up that 60-minute chart again so that every candle is an hour. I'm going to put the boxes on so you can see the time around. So that's a day. The little box around is a day. So here is where the stock ended its range yesterday, and it closed there, and it opened here. This is not just a gap. It's a big gap. And you can see it's right there at RD, which is you know, long ways away from where we'd expect it to be. It's a 52-week high. So this thing gapped up on news overnight that, you know, Netflix is going to be phenomenal. And, you know, lately there's been a lot of news about, you know, what could happen with that stock. But we're going to talk about a gap strategy. And we don't teach it in our regular course, but we do teach it privately. And it is phenomenal. It makes you lots of money if you know what to do. If you don't, just avoid the stock for the first hour. Really, it's just that simple. Don't do it. So here you can see it's running down hard from where it was. I'm going to bring up that 60-minute chart again. See, it's already come down from there to here. Now, people that know gap strategies and have all the clues ready will say that it'll go from here probably down to there. That's a lot of money. That's a huge amount of money. But if you don't know what you're doing with gaps, that's a huge loss. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here to the chart, get rid of my little scribbles, and we're going to go, you won't. Yes, I'm going to go buy a put. If I like this in 1 minute and it's still looking good, I'm going to buy the put. Yeah, it's looking really good for running down. Let's just see what happens. And gaps you have to treat differently. We don't have a 10% stop loss here. So there I'm up 6%, 8. I'm down 2%, 1, 5, 2. I'm up 7%. I'm moving forward. Now I'm up 19%. See how it pulls back? That's how volatile gaps can be. Now we're plus 10%. Moving forward quickly, so we're up 24, and then it pulls back that way. And was there a clue to get out? Sure there was. Lots of clues right there. It's gone to white. How does this look like on our regular chart here? Well, it's still a long ways away from there. If you want to hang on, and that's the thing about gap strategies, you can hang on. I'd be taking my profit here because it's time to leave. I'm way into my profit already, 12%. And I'd be looking for my next entry. Gaps are different. And yeah, if you can trade and make money that way, that's fine. The gaps are wild. You can do that. And you can see that that would have been a huge profit. But this is the kind of stuff that worries me about gaps.
Wow, what a drop.
Yeah, I know some guy that was in that. It wasn't me. And it was like, yeah, there was a bit of a clue, but gaps are different. They're like a bucking bronc. You just have to know what you're doing here. And if you would have said, I'll have my stop loss here, it would have just ran right through it. Now, if you were still hanging on down here, gambling, yeah, you would have been okay. But, you know, this could have easily kept going up. So this is the thing about gaps. So you don't treat them like...
We talk about monster candles. That's Frankenstein, eh?
It is. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was a couple of days back we talked about monsters. That's a super monster. So what did it do? It pulls back from its bottom, which was down here, and then runs this way for a while. What that tells me, and this is, you know, once you've practiced enough and you know, is that if I see this thing hitting down here to the red, you know, my usual rules, that I'm going to go ride it. Now we're almost at the 1 hour point anyways. So here it's starting to look pretty good. Now this is 11:16 roughly. I'd like to just see it move a little bit more. Oh, there it goes. I might have missed my run. You go, well, that's fine. I'd rather miss my run than, you know, catch the run back up. But you can see that the practicing tool is a big advantage. So is there another setup coming here? Yeah, and it's even setting it up lower than before, which is great. Because as we said earlier, and there's no guarantee, but you see how much of this thing's traveled. I'm getting closer to my previous high right here. Because it's a gap, it's most likely that it's going to fill that. So I'm looking for just one more candle to see how this thing's behaving. Now I'm liking it. Now, it's true that it could just pull back off this bottom, but I'm going to hit the buy now because it's a fresher trade here. Remember, that's one of the things we talk about in the course quite a lot is don't get into old trades. Old versus what? The signals. This is a fairly fresh trade. So how are we doing? We're plus 15. You know, we might hit a minus for a little while. Okay, we're up 30, 40%. Do I have an exit signal here yet?
There it goes.
Yeah. So where am I going? I'm looking for that price right there, which it already touched and ran back. See, that would be 681.73. So it tells you all that stuff. So 681 would be right down here. So it hit it, and it came back. You can barely see that line down there. If I get rid of some of the color, you can see it says previous high right there. So it might actually go there. Yeah, it might actually go as far as previous close. But let me back up a little bit. If I got where my target is, which is right there, and I got 40% profit.
Not bad.
Isn't that good? I'm going to hit sell. We're going to see how much farther this thing goes. But remember the high, previous high, was all we really wanted as a target on a safe trade. It might go to the close of yesterday, but you can see how scrappy running around, you know, risky. Oh, see, now you're losing some of your profit. Maybe it comes back, and I'm moving forward rather quickly. It's like, do I really want to be hanging around for all that junk just for a little bit of profit, high risk? No. So let's just do a short review of today. So Apple was more of a normal. We jumped on a bit early, but we could see that there was some room and the thing was really running. So 2 minutes, 12%. Netflix, that took longer. That took 23 minutes for 12%. Baidu, we didn't think that that thing was going to be a fabulous. Is that the one? Yeah, I don't think it was going to really take off. But you know, in 6 minutes we got our 12%. Now here Netflix, you have to wait around, but not that bad. You have to wait for the
22 minutes for 40%.
Yeah, well, the part you had to wait for was the setup, because this was ridiculous. Here, it was still in the risk zone and it wasn't looking good. When you got here, it was a bit of an old move and it was getting too close to this other mess down here. So an old move was no good. Here was a fresh trade and you got that other tint right quickly. And we were looking to break this business. And if it didn't, you know, you got to get your finger ready to sell when you're getting close to that, because that's a previous thing. But we were looking for 683, right? Yeah, right there. We were looking for that as a target. So risk versus reward. We're looking at a small loss if it bounced off of that. And we're looking at a big reward if it actually hit to there. And
Beautiful.
yeah, so, you know, give you a little bit of variety in what we're giving here in the non-training course.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Alan. Okay, so 10% in 10 minutes, proof once again that it's possible. You need to take the courses, you need to learn the systems, you need to ask questions and practice. And we've got links to the course below in the descriptions. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our shows, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, www.wavesofprofit.com, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.